This episode is a continuation of part 1 with Amber season 2 episode 16. Enjoy.
I was down to at the worst, I was down to 107 pounds.
Wow.
I was skin and bones. Like you could see every rib on my side. And I thought that that was sexy. I thought that that was like, ooh, I'm thin. I'm hot.
Yeah.
You know? I do also, walk with a story of body dysmorphia.
This is Rock Bottom with Ryan. No sugarcoating, no filters. The pain, the chaos, the truth. No bullshit. Just recovery.
Yeah.
I would buy like 3 bottles of wine walking home from college, and I had this backpack and I actually still have it. And it has like these 2 perfect spots on the side of it. So it has like the main pouch, but then it's like a backpack for like hiking.
Yeah.
So it has the 2 side things that it slid 2 bottles of wine in perfectly, or 2 bottles of vodka, or 2 bottles of whatever, just like perfectly. And then I would always just carry one. Like, like I'd have my 2 bottles in the back and I'd just be like, yeah. Like, I
Oh
just
gosh.
have 1 bottle of wine, guys. Just 1 bottle. Like, what do you know?
Then have your stash in the back.
Stash in my backpack, you know?
Yep. No, I
And
got creative too. I would have boxes of wine under my bed after a while, so I wouldn't even have to get up to the fridge.
Yep. Yep. I was always a red wine drinker, so I didn't have to chill my wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would drink warm Pinot Gris sometimes because, too
Oh, if
lazy.
that's the way it's gonna be, Like,
Yeah. That gets rid of the shakes today. Yeah.
the shakes, exactly. And then like waking up in the morning, like sometimes I would have to take a line of like Adderall or Coke, like
Same.
just to function. Like, and I didn't never even have a prescription for Adderall, but I knew it was like synthetic cocaine. So I was like, if I
Oh,
can't get hold of my dope man, I know exactly what I can do.
I was prescribed Adderall for like 5 years, and I just remember, I would always have it ready for me in the morning. I'd pop one or snort one, and then have my drinks ready, and I'd be like, okay, I'm good to go today. It's just like,
Well, and I even know some people that like they're alcoholics and they will not drink during the day, but as soon as they wake up in the morning, they've been prescribed Adderall.
yeah,
So they don't think, like this is somebody that I know, that is a couple of people actually that are like, oh yeah, no, like I'm not a day drinker, so like I don't have a problem with it. Like I don't wake up
yeah,
and drink.
yeah,
I don't wake up and drink. I don't go out on my, work break at lunch and drink. So like I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, but what's the first thing you do in the morning?
yeah, exactly. You're taking them amphetamine
Taking your
or
Adderall in the
yeah,
morning
yeah,
because you are trying to combat what you did when you got home from work. Okay.
exactly.
You just
Yep,
drank like a half a bottle of tequila before bed,
yep.
and
And that's what I
you
would get because like Adderall would give me like anxiety in the mornings a lot of the time, just because it's like speed basically, and so I'd be like amped up, so I would end up like drinking on my lunch break sometimes because I'd get so anxious.
oh, I in college I would just have a bottle with me. Like
Yeah, in the backpack, all ready to go.
I'd have my orange juice. Well, in high school I used to do this too. I used to get the orange juice and I drink it down a little bit and I put vodka in it.
Oh yeah,
In college, in my late 20s, I would just get a cranberry juice and I would drink the cranberry juice and then I just put wine in it. Thinking that like, cranberry juice and wine, they literally don't look anything alike.
no, I don't know how you pulled that one off, and especially the wine like sticks to the plastic.
Yeah, like I just walk around the college campus. I'm like, I'm 21, so like
I would
whatever.
I would do Vatorades all the way from college to my 20s. I would just pour out half a Gatorade or drink like a third of it and then fill the rest up with vodka.
Uh,
Nobody would know the difference, so I thought, and then people told me later that they could smell it on me. So,
I mean, I remember like people were like, you smell like you are drunk. And I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't drink it all today. And they're like, what, did you drink all day yesterday?
like
Because
yeah,
it's coming through your pores at this
yeah,
point. Like,
so bad. How much do you think you were drinking like at your worst? Do you think you were like physically dependent on it and everything?
oh, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. Like at the end of my drinking days, I remember it was probably like about a year of like really hardcore drinking. I would, oh man. So I'd wake up in the mornings.
Yeah, give me the whole 24 hours.
Yeah, give you the 24 hours.
Yeah.
I was working at a couple of bars, and so like I would wake up in the mornings, and I had a driver. Like I was at this point, I was smart enough to actually have somebody drive me because I was like, okay,
Celebrity status. Okay.
yeah. So I would go and have my driver take me to the store, and I didn't like the champagne that they had at the bar that I worked at. So I would go and get the brute that I liked. And I get 2 bottles of champagne, and then he would take me by the another shop that carried nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
And so I had one of those like whippet containers. Do you know those?
Yep.
Mixers? Yeah.
Yep.
So I would get 2 boxes, so it's 100 whippets
Jesus.
and 2 bottles of champagne.
You're
And I
doing
go
whippets too.
and I
Okay.
go to work. And so because I would work from one bar in the afternoon and one bar in the evening, so that it was like I had my 2 bottles of champagne, and by the time I was like maybe halfway through the first box of whippets, I would switch to vodka, and I do vodka cranberries in the afternoon. And so I would usually drink anywhere from like a half a bottle to, depending on how the party was going at the bar, I'd be like, maybe I might drink the whole bottle, you know?
Yep.
And then I would finish out the other 50 canisters. And then my driver would pick me up to go to the other bar. So he would take me back to the store to get more whippets, more canisters. So I was up to, at that point, 150 a day, like 3 boxes of these things a day.
Jesus. That gets
I was
expensive too.
mind you, I was sharing. You know,
Jesus.
I wanted other people to have a good time too. So, that's funny. 'Cause later, you know, about a year later, I went back to that bar, and there was actually in the bathroom, there was a sign in there that said no whippets on the property.
Yeah.
And it was because they told me they're like, dude, that was because of you. Like you literally, we have signs now that say don't bring whippets into the club. Like don't do it. But anyway, so then I would go to this other bar, and I would drink a whole bottle of Jameson, and my dope man would show up usually around, 8 or 9 o'clock, and he would give me anywhere, usually because I would sell drugs for him.
Okay. And this was usually, when you say dope man, is that usually cocaine or?
Yeah, cocaine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really easy for me to just like, sell while I was working. And I would manipulate people, I'd dip into their bags, and there's no scale. How are they gonna know I'm stealing their drugs? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, at that time I was probably up to, like I said, 2 bottles of champagne in the morning, a bottle of vodka in the afternoon, a bottle of whiskey at night, 150 whippets, and probably an 8-ball of Coke every other day.
Jeez. 8-ball of coke. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Putting me to shame. I thought I was.
I was terrible. I was down to, like, at the worst, I was down to 107 pounds.
Wow.
I was skin and bones. Like, you could see every rib on my side, and I thought that that was sexy. I thought that that was like, ooh, I'm thin. I'm hot.
Yeah.
'Cause I do also, walk with a story of body dysmorphia. And I
Okay.
don't know if you saw that post on my Instagram about,
I did. Yeah.
love your body.
Yeah.
It has taken me years to love my body.
Yeah.
I hope that more women and men, because there are men with body dysmorphia.
I have it. Yeah, I definitely have it. I mean, I spent a lot of time in relationships being like, I'd be in good shape and all that, and I'd still just be like, I look like shit, don't I? And I need so much like affirmation and like like comforts, being like, yeah, you look okay, you look okay. It's like,
What's that outside validation that
yeah, validation. That's the word I was looking for.
that usually comes from a deep-seated root for love. It is
Yep.
something in our childhood that we never got that kind of validation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never got that like reinforcement of you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't
Exactly.
need to care about what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Who cares what everybody else thinks?
Yeah. I heard being depressed as a kid, I heard the, snap out of it or get over it, or you got a lot to offer, or like this and that. But it was like, no, I didn't really ever get that validation sometimes.
Yeah. It's a different generation, definitely, with our parents. I think that, more and more the psychology of early childhood development has changed drastically.
Yeah.
Um, where we don't say those things to kids anymore. We don't
Um,
we don't put them down in those ways. I worked with or had an interview with somebody that's a somatic healer, and she made a really good point. She said, for example, when a kid throws a fit, what do most children get told by their parents?
what?
Get up off the floor.
Get up off the floor.
I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
So we were taught that we weren't allowed to feel those big feelings.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to feel like that. Where all the child is actually doing is what it's innately meant to do. It's releasing a big emotion, a big feeling. And 9 times out of 10, if you let that kid throw a fit, a few minutes later they get right back up and they're like, huh, I feel great. And they're laughing and they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Right? But it's when we're taught that we're not allowed to feel those big feelings. We grow up and we're adults and we have big feelings, and now we're shoving them down. We don't deal with them. And then we have all of these other health issues because we're not actually working through any of our big emotions. So I do somatic healing, and I would love to be able to help other people do somatic stuff. I'm still learning about it myself. Just shaking it out and dancing and screaming into a pillow. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. Oh,
Yeah.
you ever are just anxious because I have anxiety. If I get anxious and I'm up in my head and I'm just thinking about crap going on, I just take a pillow and I just scream as loud as I possibly can into it, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And then do some deep breathing where I breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, out for 6. I do breathing techniques afterwards to calm the energy, because what it does to our bodies is it tells our bodies it's okay, you're safe. It tells
Yeah.
your nervous system, it literally calms your vagus nerve down to where your body goes, oh, okay, I'm not dying. I'm not being chased by a tiger. I can calm down, and your mind starts to work differently. But you have
Yeah.
to rewire that stuff.
Yeah.
It's something you have to completely rewire in your mind.
Huh. So that's kind of what you're doing now, with working with others as far as that goes? Like you
Um,
teach other people how to do those things?
yeah, so I am teaching a little bit of that. And then a lot of my work is with self-love and confidence. And again, that kind of comes from some of the body dysmorphia stuff that I had for years and the toxic relationship stuff that I've
Yeah.
gone through. But somatic healing is something goes right along with that. It's movement, that mind-body connection. Get
Yeah.
the mind and the body to start talking to each other. If you can calm your nervous system down, you can usually get all of the brain stuff to start functioning properly. But you've got to get the nervous system to be on a certain level.
Yeah.
It's a new addiction of mine because I'm an everything addict.
Yeah.
Has been in the last few years. I go to the gym. Anytime I feel anxious and I'm not full board doing my my bodybuilding stuff, my body weight training stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just go and I just ride the bike for 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Same.
Just get-
Sometimes something about going into the gym, like even if I just walk on the treadmill, sometimes I just feel some kind of comfort zone when I'm there. I feel like I'm just working on myself. Nobody knows where I am. I'm just doing my own thing, and it just feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because you're training your body. You're training your body to say, okay, this is what we're going to do to calm ourselves down. Whether it's going on a walk, just walk around the block a few times, do some jumping jacks, get that energy out.
Yeah.
Get it out of your body. Because if you
Exactly.
leave it in there, science has actually proven that this is why some people have gut issues. We have a lot of gut stuff going on in our society because we don't feel our feelings.
Yep.
We don't. It's
And it
not
causes
something
literal gut issues. That's pretty crazy.
that it
Yeah.
literally causes your guts to be all torn up.
Jeez.
So just do some jumping jacks, do some push-ups, like get a pull-up bar, do something where you're moving your body and you're getting that anxious energy out.
Yeah. I go on a lot of walks, like when I'm on the phone or whatever. I just have trouble sitting still myself, so I'm just constantly walking, and then I'll look at my phone at the end of the day on like the health area on, you know, the Apple Health or whatever, and it'll say like, "Oh, you had 18,000 steps today." I'm like, I don't even remember doing that, but I had a good day. So, so but it
Yeah,
really
I need to
helps.
get an Apple Watch so I can start tracking that because I know I do the same thing where I'm just like, all right, we're gonna just like go walk around the block. I have
Exactly.
a cemetery that's like really close to my house, and it's ever since I was little, I've always loved walking in cemeteries. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Oh, yeah, no, they're kind of peaceful actually.
Beautiful, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's
You know how many mushrooms I ate and walked in that cemetery when I was a teenager?
I never tried it there. No.
I saw some really crazy things.
Jesus, that's actually a good idea. Well, it would have been back in the day, but to
Yeah.
walk through a cemetery like that. So.
scary.
So backtracking just a little bit, just kind of go into like, so you were drinking an excessive amount, you were doing an 8 ball a day plus whippets and stuff. So like, what led to your actual like rock bottom moment, kind of, if there was a rock bottom moment, but what led to like, okay, I'm quitting for good?
So, I have posted about my rock bottom moment with alcohol. I was in Colorado, because I always say there's multiple rock bottom moments.
Oh,
If
they
you,
just get lower and lower, I know.
yeah, yeah. If you're an addict like me,
Yeah.
you'll find another bottom.
Yep.
You'll find it.
Same.
So I got sober from alcohol in 2015, and basically I was doing the same kind of stuff that I was doing before, where I was just like not, isolating myself. I was, if I did go out, I would like turn my phone off. My girlfriend that I was with at the time, she was like, "Where are you?" Like, and I just turned my phone off and I go. And the last time that it happened, I ended up at a trap house, and I was in a very dangerous situation where I had no idea where I was at. I had blacked out. I woke up and there was like random people all around. There's a guy with his arm tied off, in the corner, nodding out. There was drugs all over the table, coffee table. And I went to the bathroom and I could smell something funny, right? And I opened the curtain of the shower and there's a lab. A whole lab, meth lab, crack lab, I don't know. But I'm like, oh, I'm not just at the trap house. I'm at like
You're at the factory.
the factory, the dope dealer, like like what the hell is going on? So I find my stuff, I find my phone, I call my girlfriend as I'm like walking down the road, and I was like, "Do you know what a trap house is?" She's like, "Oh shit, yeah, where are you?" She comes to get me. I detox on her couch for a couple of days. And basically, she's like, I can't deal with this. Like, I am not equipped. I have no idea, like, what it is that you're going through, but you can't do it here anymore. Like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
So, love Facebook, put a little post out on Facebook and was like, hey, I'm looking for a place to stay. I'm getting sober and I want a safe place for me to go. And thank goodness, one person, because at that time, all my friends drank, all my friends used drugs.
Yeah.
So I was not expecting, somebody to get a hold of me, but it was in Oregon. And he's like, yeah, I have a business and I'm actually looking for a personal assistant. And I don't tell a lot of people this, but I've been sober for a few years. So he let me come and stay with him.
Wow.
And yeah, I was like,
Did you have any hesitations just based on your history of like not trusting men? Did you have to kind of get a feel for him first, obviously?
no, we had a friendship,
Okay.
It was not a very long of a friendship, but he'd never like giving me the ick,
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
never gave me that kind of vibe. And I always got a vibe where he was like a brother,
Okay.
like
That's good.
protective kind of person.
So you felt like you're going into a safe situation immediately.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I like was not attracted to him at all whatsoever. It was like not one of those
Strictly about getting sober and staying sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those situations. Like if some like hottie wanted me to live with them, I don't know if I could have done it at the time because I would have been like, hey.
Been in a vulnerable spot. Yeah.
Because I also, I'm a sex and love addict as well. So it's like
Yeah.
that would have been good, So
I went through that as well. Yeah.
so I'm glad that it was like the universe was giving me somebody that was like I was not attracted to. So
Yeah, during my 20s and 30s, I was diagnosed as a sex addict as well. So that was something that I had really had to work on. But I wonder how much of it was drug fueled and how much of it wasn't. So
yeah, and I feel like I said before, my first addiction was love. And yes, it came with that later, the sex part of it once, when that first sexual assault happened. Um, but I'm looking into this stuff when you're a kid, and I'm like, it comes from everything comes from something that happened when we were kids.
yeah,
Yeah, something that we're seeking that outside validation, that you know, outside of ourselves to fill a void.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, rock bottom there. Went to from Colorado back to Oregon, and stayed with that friend for a little bit, but I did the microdosing of psilocybins to get off of alcohol.
Hmm.
Before it was about the same time John Hopkins University had just started their research on that. Um, so I did this with a friend of mine that she knew this person who was a shaman, which honestly I don't know if they really were. To this day, I'm just like, I don't even it worked. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my higher power sending me this person. But I did a microdose of psilocybins and a macro dose of marijuana. Because of the amount of alcohol that I was drinking at that time, they were really afraid that I was going to go into the DTs.
Ooh, I had those. Yeah.
Yeah, they were really, really afraid. And they were like, okay, in order for you to like kind of combat that, we need to wean you down in this way. So we're going to give you a, microdose of mushrooms throughout the next few months. And then like you're going to smoke as much weed as you can possibly handle.
Yeah.
At that time, all of the shatter and all of the oils and all of the like concentrations were coming out. So I was smoking a lot.
Were you
So,
able to function, or was it making you kind of just?
oh yeah, I was still going to college.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was still like completely functioning. Like
Yeah.
we had also started a weed business together and started growing like 40 acres of hemp and like maybe another 10 acres of marijuana. So because it had become legal here in Oregon.
Okay.
So it was like my job was like I'm a personal assistant for a computer software company that also grows weed. Like
You can't make that up.
can't make that shit up. Like,
Damn, that's some of the most random shit I've ever heard. I'm impressed.
yeah. So I'd get up at 3:30 in the morning and be out on the weed fields by like 4:30. We'd get home probably 2:30 in the afternoon, and then we'd do some computer like stuff or whatever, and then smoke weed all night, and
Yeah.
get back up and do it all over again.
This episode is brought to you by Sober Strong Apparel. Go to SoberStrongApparel.com. It isn't just lifestyle wear, it's battle gear. Use code ROCKBOTTOM at checkout for 10% off.
So how long did that last? You said about
A year and a half, maybe a year, maybe about a year. And then I was smoking so much weed, and I had a little thing on the side that I was bringing over to the house, and my friend didn't really like that.
okay.
So I had bought a truck, which I still have this truck to this day. I've had him for almost 10 years.
Wow.
In October, next month I'll have him for 10 years, which is
Sentimental value. I have a Jeep that I'll never get rid of.
I will never get rid of this vehicle because it was my sober car.
Yeah.
It's like I have never drank alcohol in that car. I have smoked weed in it, but it's my sober truck. Like I have never driven this vehicle. Never drunk driven. And I drunk.
Awesome.
Oh man, that was something I did a lot of.
Yeah, I should have a couple thousand DUIs myself. So
Should have a couple thousand DUIs. I should be dead. I got in a car accident once. I almost flew my car off of the side of a cliff coming down off LSD and alcohol. Like,
jeez.
that's stories I can tell, honey. I should be dead 10 times over. Like,
Yeah.
I know there's a higher power. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
believe
give
it too.
two hoots what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I know that there's a higher power.
Oh yeah, I've been told by doctors I should have been dead like 10 times now. So
I mean, like I've had a gun put to my head at a trap house before. Like, had to sit there and wait for the dope man to get back because he had ripped some guy off, and I sat there with a pistol pointed at me for like an hour and a half.
yeah, there's oh my God.
I
We shouldn't be here.
shouldn't be here.
I
Like,
know. I
this
know.
happened.
I know. And I've been asking them this question a lot lately, but like to people that, are where they are now, like, do you regret going through it? Are you happy that, not happy, but are you okay with the fact that you went through all that because it created who you are now?
Yeah, so I always say that I'm happy. Like I don't have resentments for what I've gone through. I don't have any regrets for the things that I've done. I wouldn't change any of the things that I've done because I am a firm believer that the universe puts us through these things because God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, knew that we would be the warrior. We were the ones that were going to be able to survive that shit.
Yeah.
That we could help somebody else survive that shit.
That's exactly what I was talking to somebody yesterday. So like he wouldn't have put these obstacles in front of you if he didn't think he can handle it. You know?
Well, and anybody else, my sister said this to me. She's like, anybody else who's been through what you've been through wouldn't have been able to, wouldn't have survived.
Exactly.
They would not have survived the shit that you've gone through.
Yeah.
But the universe knew that you were going to be able to. You were strong enough.
Yep.
And it might have been hell. It might have been hell at some points. But that's something that now I can be that shining light for somebody else that's going through that kind of stuff and say, you're strong, girl. You're strong, dude. Like,
Yep.
You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Have you had moments in your so you said you're about 7 years sober off of everything?
Yeah,
So, so when you stopped the marijuana and all that stuff, was it hard to kind of stay completely sober, or did you have any weak moments where you were tested?
Yeah, so I got completely clean in 2018. And that was another rock bottom moment where I was still hanging out with people that, smoked and drank and whatever, because my addict brain had convinced me that I was just an alcoholic. Okay?
Yeah.
I wasn't an addict. No. I was an alcoholic, and I needed the cocaine and the crack to sustain my alcoholism. So I could just dabble every once in a while. Just dabble with some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I am not a dabbler.
No.
Dabbler turns into like a 2 to 3 day bender.
Same.
Every fucking time.
One key bump leads me to an 8-ball or more. So
Yeah. It's never it for me. It would always start off as like, oh, I would just take a couple bumps and I'd be like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Next weekend, oh, maybe a couple more, and then oh, who's your dude? Who's your dealer?
Yeah. Oh my God. The next thing you know, you got a phone number list of dealers.
Good shit.
Yeah.
This guy's got some good shit right here. Like,
yeah.
who's your dude?
Get me a 60. Get me a 8-ball for 150.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, then I finally had a moment where I had the dope man in my house because I was definitely one of those people, those women, I should say. I don't know if guys do this because I don't know if there's a whole lot of women dope dealers out there. I mean, probably.
No, I know a few, but yeah.
I mean, I was
yeah.
So I mean, like, but like the main dudes.
Yeah.
I would always find the main guy, the guy,
the
right?
plug.
the guy,
Yeah.
and I would manipulate them into being my boyfriend
Oh, okay.
every single time. Every time.
With the intention of getting free drugs, basically. Yeah.
Free drugs.
Yeah.
Free drugs. Did I like these dudes? No.
Yeah.
Hell no. I didn't like these guys.
But that was part of the game.
There were a couple of them that were okay.
Yeah.
But like the main reason, for them ever being allowed in my life was the fact that they had the good dope.
Yep.
Yeah. So I had the dope man in my house and had him in my massage room. I had just graduated massage school and I had to set up and everything. And so I had him in my healing space, the space where I heal people.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing? Right. And I have this I dropped out. I think we were probably on our second day, or it might have been the third day at that point. And I had what I call a vision. The universe had like given me a vision. I'm pretty sure that my heart stopped. I came to like the exorcist off the floor of my massage room, like, so that's when I know I was like, yeah, my heart probably stopped for a second there.
Yeah.
And I had this vision of them rolling me into an emergency room and they were slapping the paddles on my chest and I wasn't waking up. So when I actually came to in reality and this memory is flooding in my mind, like, you know, this feeling of like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
I'm going to die. Like the universe, my higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, just sent to me a vision of my death. Hello, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. That's not, and I definitely don't want to die that way. So I had a friend that had just recently gotten into recovery and I called him and I was like, dude, I have the dope man at my house. Like, I don't know what to do. He's like, dude, just tell him to get out of there. Tell him you got a family emergency. And I was like, okay. So pick me up after the dope man leaves and we go to a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. That was July 30th, 2018.
Uh-huh.
I'm like coming down in the meeting and everything was just like coming to, and everybody was telling my story. Didn't matter if they were a woman, man, what color their skin was, how old they were. It was just like,
Like you're talking about me. Yeah.
what is going on? Like, holy crap. Because I had been to AA meetings when I was 15, when I was forced into treatment.
Yeah.
But I had never been to a Narcotics Anonymous meeting like this. Like these people, and I think it was because I was ready too, that like I was open to listen.
Yeah.
Like my spirit was open and my ears were open to like actually hear what these people were saying. That I was like, okay, like it was a spiritual awakening. Definitely a spiritual awakening.
So NAA and all that stuff really made a difference.
For me, it did. For me, this is my cat.
I'm actually going to one tonight. Oh, that's a cute little guy. Welcome to the show.
She's funny. Get down, baby.
That's good.
Yeah.
My dog was right here a minute ago. So yeah, no, there's a meeting at the I don't know if you heard, the Alano Club or whatever at 8 o'clock tonight. So
how's the recovery out there now?
good. I go to a noon meeting over at the Salvation Army at noon every single day. That's my home group. I chair meetings there a couple times a week. And then I've been wanting to check out this NA meeting at the Alano Club 8 p.m. on Saturdays, which I'm going to try it out tonight for the first time just to see, because I've only been to AA meetings, never been to NA, but I've been talking to more people through the podcast about NA and just how it makes a difference. I'm like, you know, I do belong there too, I think, because I was addicted to cocaine for like 12 years, almost every day. So
yeah, so for me, and this is just my story, when I went to treatment when I was 15 and in a small town like where we're from, there's not a whole lot of Narcotics Anonymous meetings. There's more AA meetings.
yeah.
And so I was kind of turned off because when I went to this meeting one time, and honestly, I was just going there to get my meeting slip signed, you know, for probation, as many of us do. And this older gentleman came up to me afterwards and he was like, there's meetings for you. They're for you kind of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, for like addicts, you know, because this is like more for alcoholics and there's meeting for your kind of people. And it was just like one of those moments, and I'm 15, 16 years old, and I just realized I was like, man, like, am I more fucked up than all these other people? Like,
Yeah, I start to really question yourself.
I'm like so fucked up that there's like a smaller group over here for the really fucked up people. You know, like
Yeah.
part of this community over here with all of these people with a lot of love and community over here, but this like group of like, you know, 7
Yeah.
or 8 of us that meet like once a month, like we
Yeah. It's more segregated. Feel
we're
kind of,
gonna segregate you over here with the weirdos, you know.
yeah.
But when I got clean this time, a little over 7 years ago, I'm in Portland, Oregon. Like
Yeah.
the recovery here, I tell people all the time, if you cannot get clean and sober in Portland, Oregon, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we have AA, NA, CA, HA, Marijuana's Anonymous, Smokers Anonymous, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. We
Yeah.
have Criminon, Criminals Anonymous out here.
Wow. Yeah.
mean-
That doesn't surprise me that Portland would have all those options,
We got
honestly.
it all out here. And
Yeah.
there's so much resources out here too. And I mean, like they give it to you for free. Like when I got into my recovery housing, they gave this place that I got a scholarship from. They gave me first, last, and deposit for free.
Yeah.
They just paid for that. There's a recovery housing out here that does the first 9 months of your housing is paid for. So that
Wow.
you can actually start your recovery. We have mentorship programs that will pay for everything for you. All you have to do is do a certain amount of community service a week, go to a meeting every single day and do treatment. And they'll pay for everything for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so
It's
cool.
next level compared to what I experienced in a small town.
Yeah.
That's why a
Nice.
lot of people from the surrounding areas and from these small towns and reservations and what have you that we have around Portland, they've come to Portland to get clean, which makes really, it's kind of one of those strange things because you like, that's where the drugs are.
Yeah. I know. It's like a
Well,
lot of meth in Portland and stuff. So
But a lot of drugs here. We're known for our, you know, cocaine is a huge problem here in Portland.
yeah.
And we're known for our beer. Like we have tons and tons of breweries.
Yep.
Wine, there's tons of wineries around. Like that's
Yeah. But which creates more addicts and alcoholics, which, you know, obviously creates more resources. So,
well, that's the thing. It's like a cycle.
yeah.
It's
It's
like,
just
oh, well, we need these resources because we've got a whole new crew of people coming in from the next generation that are all fucked up. So
So with all those resources, obviously it helped you get sober and stay sober. So what's your life like now, and like what advice would you give to people that are struggling right now?
it's not going to be always rainbows and unicorn farts, people.
Well,
It's
beautifully said, poetic.
not always going to be those rainbows and unicorn farts. Okay. When you hit a pink cloud, ride that bitch until it's into the sunset. Like ride it as long as you possibly can. Because at 10 years sober, 7 years clean, I've hit those. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, you'll hit one of those pink clouds and you're just like, woohoo! Because early recovery, I don't think I'll ever hit a pink cloud like early recovery. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's I was gonna say something mildly inappropriate, but why not,
No,
right?
bring it, bring it. Yeah.
Bring that wild inappropriate stuff.
Yeah.
I said it's like that pink cloud the first pink cloud that you get in recovery, it's like that first bell ringer you get from a fucking hit of crack.
Wow.
Like that's the euphoria that you get in recovery. So if you're out there chasing that dragon, let me tell you, once you get clean and sober and you really fucking want this shit, that first pink cloud, it is
Incredible.
it's the most incredibly beautiful thing. And just like, I'm remembering how like,
I love that. You look like you're in a euphoric state just talking about it.
I remember I was living in my truck.
Wow.
I was literally living in my truck,
And you found contentment there. And it's all-
showering at a truck stop, going to like 4 meetings, 5 meetings a day, and just was happy.
wow. It's one of the coolest things I've heard on the podcast, honestly. The
I
fact
was
that
just happy because I was like, and again, mind you, there was moments where I was not comfortable in my skin,
yeah.
but I had to. I knew that I wanted this serenity in my life. I wanted the peace. I didn't want to hurt anymore. Like I didn't want to hurt my family anymore. I didn't want to hurt myself anymore. I didn't want to not love myself. I did not love myself, and I didn't realize that until I got into full blown recovery.
that I was like, wow, like I really don't like who I am. I don't even know who I am. Who the fuck am I without drugs?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Amber without drugs?
Same. I always say, you know, like once you actually start getting sober and in recovery long enough, it's like a 16-year-old getting your license. You're like seeing the world for the first time, learning
Yeah.
yourself for the first time. And it's, you know, learning to love yourself and who you are. And it's pretty exhilarating.
It is pretty exhilarating. And I mean, there was moments again when I got sober from alcohol where I started to love myself and I started to peel that onion back. But then when I got fully clean off of, there was nothing to numb anymore. Recovery became that drug.
Yeah.
Recovery became that substance where you can ask any, if you ever meet any of my friends, I literally, that same backpack that I used to carry the 2 bottles of wine in, I had books in that. I had
Yep.
all my recovery books,
Yep.
every single one of my recovery books in my little notepad.
Yeah.
And so I was going to recovery school. Every
Same
time
here.
I put my little backpack on, I'm going to my meeting.
Same here. It's like turning on my computer and like watching episodes and editing. That's my drug. Or going to a meeting feels like a drug. Or being honest and like about things I used to lie about is like a drug, you know? It's just it all just hits you differently.
It definitely does. It's like the stories that I used to tell, the grandiose stories that I used to tell.
Yeah.
And now when I'm in meetings, I'm like, yeah, so this is what really happened.
Yeah. And you can laugh about it a little now. And
Actually happened.
yeah. And laughing in recovery is like a drug. I did a post yesterday about just kind of looking back at things and being able to like, you know, not be so ashamed, but you know, you learn from it and you can kind of laugh about some things now. There are some things that are obviously always going to be tough to think about and talk about, but you know, just finding the peace and serenity in some of the dark spots is really nice. And
Oh, for sure. And for me, like, it's that self-love aspect and that confidence aspect where I want to give that back to so many other people because I feel
and you
like,
exude confidence, by the way, so it's really good.
um, well, and I feel like even people that I know that have, good amount of clean time,
Yeah.
like they still don't really feel confident. I can tell, they don't feel confident sharing at meetings. They don't feel confident reading. You can tell just by their body language, like they might have something that they still aren't comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
And as we say in the rooms, we say clean time does not equal recovery.
Yeah.
So what part of your life do you continue to work on? I had somebody even ask me that. They're like, even after 10 years of your recovery time, like, how do you stop it from being stale? Like,
Yeah.
I get complacent. Don't get me wrong. There are times where I've been like, man, I haven't even picked up my recovery books and God knows how long. I
Resting
haven't
on your laurels, right?
rested on my laurels a little bit
Yeah.
too long, and then I'll let some shit slip, like
That's how I relapsed. I had some
That's-
some time under my belt and thought I had it figured out and thought I could handle a couple drinks, and nope, it was worse than before.
And so for me, I'm so stubborn that I almost 99.9% sure, can never be 100% sure,
Yeah.
but that I don't have any desire, don't even want to do any drugs, no alcohol, got nothing.
Yeah.
The programs have completely lifted that desire.
Yeah.
But when I start resting on my laurels, there's some other addictions that start coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that it's okay to get into a relationship with somebody who's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, girl? Like,
I know. Just still have the
What?
tendency to make bad decisions, you know? So,
what is wrong with you? Like, mind you, I was bamboozled because they were clean and sober when we met, and then things started slipping. And
yeah.
I started accepting things,
Mm-hmm.
accepting behaviors because I had already started to catch feelings.
Yeah, which means it's already you're emotionally falling off.
The emotional part was there, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like this person has this potential and they're so beautiful and they're like love bombing me, and I didn't even know what love bombing was until
Yeah.
somebody pointed that out to me in retrospect. They were
It's like somebody shooting you up with heroin, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I've never been love bombed before, so I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that was until someone was like, oh yeah, that he bombed you.
It's a
Like,
form of manipulation, you know, to suck you in.
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I was already in it. And
Yeah.
then he started drinking, and then I was like, what do I do? Like,
God, I know.
then like all the character defects start coming out, and the codependency shit starts coming up.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And then you're like backtracking. You're like, wait a second. Like,
what the fuck am I doing?
no.
Yeah.
So one thing that my sponsor told me when all of this was going on, just not a few months back, this has been a while since this happened. But she told me, she was like, you are not allowed to play with broken toys anymore, girl. And I was like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, you done too much healing. Okay.
Yeah.
Too much healing. You have worked on yourself. You have done the 12 steps. You have done the healing. You are too far along in your healing journey to start playing with these broken ass people. Not allowed to do it. Nope. I was like, okay, mom.
That's honestly as well said, and that makes perfect sense. You
Don't
know?
play with broken toys. Like, and if
Yeah.
you start seeing some behaviors, like, you have to catch that shit.
Yeah, and you don't have to tolerate it. It's not your job to fix everything, you know? It's one of those
Well,
things.
and that's another thing, is that, like, I am, like, that's part of the codependency. There is
Fixer.
the fixer. Are you the
Yeah.
fixer?
Generally a fixer. I'm not having that problem anymore, but yeah, that was my big
Yeah.
problem in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The fixer. And I've recently learned that comes from, again, my childhood, that, like, if I can just fix this, or if I could just adjust this, like, it would bring my mom joy and happiness.
Yeah. Yep.
So-
That all stems from childhood. That's
And
great.
it's like, okay, well, if I just do this behavior a little, maybe they'll change.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll love me. Maybe if I just do this one little thing over here, compromise my values, compromise my standards, move my boundary line, maybe they'll love me.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll see the light. Maybe they'll see that been in recovery and I have such a beautiful life. Maybe they'll want to get sober too.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
And I know this
It's-
stuff. That's the
I
thing.
know.
I know this stuff, and then it
Yeah.
happens, and I'm just like,
Yeah, we still fall for it. I mean, we're not
what's
perfect.
going on, Amber Dawn? What
But
is going on?
but we learn from it slowly but surely. So
Yeah, and it's just like I'm like, my ADHD is like shiny. Oh, you're shiny.
yeah. You're shiny. It's like,
Shiny.
okay. All right, let's see what this is about.
All about over here. Yeah. So I was in a relationship for 17 years, like I said, and that was in November it'll be 2 years that we separated.
Yeah.
And maybe a story for now, or maybe another time, is he's been in prison for 18 years, and I was with him for 17 of that.
Jeez, what? That is crazy.
Yeah, I was very loyal. I was so loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
I was loyal to a fault. I put my entire life on hold for this person.
Yeah. We can we'll have to do another episode regarding relationships, because I want that to be an ongoing monthly segment that I do, and I'll do that with you if you're open to it. So
Yeah.
Is there, God, I could talk to you for hours. I mean, this
My story's crazy.
yeah, this is my longest episode, and I love it. I'm gonna probably make it into 2 parts. No, I could seriously talk about a million topics, because I think your past is so interesting, and what you're doing now is interesting. But to end this episode, you already gave some good advice, and obviously quoting your sponsor, I thought was really good advice too. Don't play with broken toys, And what's like a quote that stands out to you right now, like a quote that you would like to share, besides all the good ones you've already said?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's so many good ones. I post a lot on my Instagram, quotes, like inspiring quotes.
What's like the biggest thing that you learned that you want to pass on right now to people?
You're never too old to change. You're too old to keep doing the same damn thing that's not working.
I love that. That's perfect.
Rock Bottom with Ryan. No bullshit, just recovery.